Is long hair based on genetics, or is it based on your healthy hair care practices? Well, today we're going to end this once and for all by showing you two sisters with the same mother and father with the two different lengths based on patterns and routines. So, well, hello sexy. In this video I want to kind of voice over portion of a couple of things I feel as it pertains to Team Natural. As this video begins to play, I'm just gonna let it flow. Some of y'all just be wanting me, y'all be trying to get me in trouble, or not in trouble because I can't get in trouble, but y'all just be trying to have people starting stuff with me. But baby, I'm gonna give you what you want. I'm gonna give you what you want. And give me what I want real quick, because comments help to power up the algorithm. And if you don't know what to say, just leave a little sheep emoji, because you know Mary's little lambs are gonna be trying to come for your girl's neck in the comments. Bye. So let's hop into the hair follicle. The average human being has 100,000 hair follicles, and anywhere between 1 to 4 strands protrude out of each pore. So you have the follicle and then the pore. So when you guys are adding oils and butters and grease and things of that nature to the scalp, you are filling up or covering, putting a layer on top of the hair's pore. And then the hair's follicle is already producing sebum. It can only hold so much of the oil that you put on it, and after that it spills over, lies on the scalp, and feeds inflammation, and it causes so many different problems, just like this one right here that we have from someone here on the channel. She says, I was debating on saying this, but I have to. I truly want to thank you for your knowledge and passing it on. I pray every night for more knowledge and guidance and answers to my problems, and my hair has always been one of my biggest problems, to the point where I formed a quarter-size cyst under my skin. I went to see so many doctors and got so much stuff done, and they were like, we don't see anything. So I literally just got a referral like this week to go see a dermatologist, and out of the blue your videos have been popping up left and right on my feed, and that's what drew me to you, was your attitude. I love it. But after watching I don't know how many videos, when I say you solved my problem, I swear I got up so quick in the middle of the night and washed my hair and didn't put any oil or grease like I used to, and instantly the cyst is beginning to go down. It doesn't hurt anymore. My scalp feels fresh like it's never felt before, and I just truly, genuinely again want to say thank you. I know this was a lot, but this ain't for nobody but me, you, and God. So oh well. This is something that I really want everybody to understand, irregardless of what videos you see online, irregardless of what videos you see people make about me. I'm telling you what I know. And even though across social media it looks like oils and greases and butters are all of the craze, but it is a complete and total illusion, because I've been a licensed cosmetologist for over a decade, and throughout my career there has never been as much massive scalp inflammation as there is right now in 2024. And the thing is, when you guys see it on social media, it looks like all of these women have this long beautiful hair from using grease and oils and butters and putting all of these things in the scalp. But the reality is those women are in the minority. The majority of women with healthy hair have healthy hair without oils, butters, grease, or anything of that nature. The woman that you're looking at right now has a low porosity hair, and even though her hair is long and it is a lot of it, her hair strands are a little thinner, right? They are a little more on the finer
her side, she just has a lot more hair, right? This would be somebody who, like we just demonstrated, has about 3 to 4 strands per follicle. So that's something that I want you to pay attention to. Yes, she has a whole lot of hair, but it is not extremely thick, right? So the thing that you're seeing right now on the screen is how a sebaceous cyst on the scalp is a non-cancerous, benign lump that forms just beneath the skin. It develops when the sebaceous gland, which produces sebum, the oil that lubricates the hair and skin, gets blocked or damaged, leading to buildup of sebum and other materials inside of the sac-like structure. These cysts are often filled with thick, oily, or cheesy-like material that may have an unpleasant odor. Okay, so a lot of times when you guys think that you're helping by oiling and buttering and greasing the scalp, you are not. In other videos linked in the description box below, I explained to you that when you are oiling and greasing the scalp, the only thing you're doing is feeding the yeast and bacteria that live there and clogging the pore. Why? Because within the hair's follicle, there's already so much going on. You produced sebum, right, within the sebaceous gland. On top of that, within the follicle, there is also a sweat gland that releases some of the same types of materials that are in your urine. Do your research. It also lets out dead hair cells that are falling off that don't make it up out of the pore. Sometimes they fall off. Also, there is a skin cell turnover cycle that happens every 28 days where the dead skin cells that are on your scalp die off and make their way up. Well, guess what? Some of the dead skin cells that are on your hair shaft also live within the hair's follicle or on top of the hair's pore, especially if you're not letting it die off because you're constantly rehydrating with oil. So within the hair's follicle, it becomes extremely inflamed by you constantly oiling the scalp. And most women who oil the scalp are also women that may wash their hair once a month, or may wash their hair every couple of weeks, or may wash their hair every 3 days. I need you to understand that it only takes a small amount of time for that to happen, for all of the yeast and bacteria to begin to eat. So I'm going to go a lot deeper into sebaceous cysts if you guys want to hear about it. So let me know right now in the chat whether or not you want to know more about sebaceous cysts. And the thing is, a lot of you don't understand that just because you are not at the place where our one of our fellow subscribers, if just because you're not at the place that she is at yet with a quarter size sebaceous cyst, does not mean that you're not at the beginning stages of it, with the soreness in your scalp, with the sensitivity to touch, with the thinning and things of that nature. These are things that you have to think about. Everything works until it doesn't. But see, YouTube has made you guys believe in instant gratification, and that all you have to do is use a certain product, and then the next thing you know, your hair is going to be shiny and beautiful and luscious. Because women who have long, beautiful, shiny hair, they only have it because of oils. Well, the reason that I told you her hair's porosity and we talked about her density and volume is because I need you to understand there is nothing on this woman's hair but leave-in conditioner and heat protectant. Absolutely nothing. Her hair texture is the type that if I even use too much serum, her hair is going to turn into a stringy mess with absolutely no movement. I actually have to be really careful on the amount of heat protectant that I use on her hair, because her hair gets weighed down easily because of her density, right? Because of her scalp's profile. That's why it's very important for you to know it. Also, she has a very high sebum level. So upon me round brushing her hair, you could literally feel, not see, but feel as I'm doing her hair, because I know the difference. I've been doing it for so long. You can feel the sebum coating her hair as I'm round brushing. I could see the glossy sebum being stretched. And remember, sebum is a waxy substance. So as I am round brushing hair, right, and I'm drying her hair, I'm also dragging her sebum down the hair shaft. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, or if it sounds like BS to you, baby, you need to read a book, okay? So now as we're going, you can see with your own eyes, there has been no oil whatsoever added to her hair. All she has is a leave-in conditioner and heat protectant, and you can see her shine. And you can also see the density of her hair. Yes, it's very long. Yes, it's healthy, but it is not extremely dense. So I have to be very, very careful on the amount of product that I use on her hair. And when you're doing a silk press, the key to it is having weightless hair. Even if you're not doing a silk press, if you're doing a roller set, a flexi rod set, a perm rod set, the key is weightless hair. And now that people are starting to think about doing roller sets, everybody wants to hack that. I had a comment, somebody was like, oh, I did a roller set, but instead of using foam, I used gel. Listen, stick to the basics. Everything does not have to be hacked. You don't have to try to recreate everything. Some things are not broken, so don't fix them. And when it comes to a roller set, my baby, all you need is a leave-in conditioner, a foam wrap, and a little bit of a serum on your fingers to separate your curls. That's it. You can still comb your hair. You just need a certain type of comb, and you're not going to comb all of the curls at one time. Depending on what curl pattern you set with your perm rod set, flexi rod set, roller set is going to determine which comb you use to comb each curl separately, piece by piece. Gurus know what it is, right? In the 7-day challenge and in the growth cycle blueprint, we break all of that down and we talk about all of these things. But again, her hair has no oil on it. Oil is not the thing that adds shine to hair. When you are when you see these videos that professional cosmetologists post, they are not adding loads of oils and butters and grease to the hair. We are not. We're not. You may see a lot of braiders do it, but a braider does not have to go to cosmetology school. A braider does not have to learn anything about the complexity of the human scalp. In the state of Nevada, all the braider has to learn about is sanitation. Not sanitizing the scalp, but sanitizing their workstation, their tools, making sure that they don't pass on any fungus from client to client. But that is it. Now at this point, all I am doing is using a very, very, very small amount, like barely a drop, like a half of a drop of a serum. I used to have my own product line like 7 years ago. It's not something I desire to do. I did really good. I'm gonna post some videos and stuff of people's reviews and what they had to say about it, because I didn't close it because it was bad. It was really good, but I just don't love it. As you guys can see, like 1 minute people love you, the next minute they complaining, and then I'm okay. It's just not something I desire to do. Anyway, so now I am wrapping her hair. We are all done, and her hair is beautiful and full of shine, right? Her hair is just as shiny now as it was before I put the serum on. All the serum was doing is helping me to temporarily set her bond until we shampoo again. Okay, now the next person that you're going to see pop up on the screen is her biological sister. Same mom, same dad. And the woman that's about to pop up next is actually a doctor. Yes, she is. I remember them vividly, right? Super duper dope. And let me know in the comments what you think about her hair. we had to keep up with her trims. But again, as you can see, there's no oil in her hair. You guys are at the beginning stages of causing sebaceous cysts. The one at the top with inside of the locks, that is a little larger than a quarter size. But when she said she had a quarter size cyst in her hair, that is what she's talking about. And the longer it goes on, the sebaceous cysts end up turning into other things, pillar cysts, and so many other different forms of scalp infections that turn into more serious things. So there are a lot more things more serious than dandruff and seborrheic dermatitis. There are levels to it. Dandruff is a mild version of seborrheic dermatitis. Dandruff is not dry scalp, it's oily scalp. But black women for decades and decades, when they see dandruff, they be like, oh, you got dandruff? Let's scrape all of the dandruff off and then add more oil. So you guys have been curing an overproduction of oil with oil and grease, and then wondering why it takes your hair so long to grow. There are so many of you who have bumps like this in your head. You guys have sebaceous cysts within your scalp, and you need to change your practices. As you saw at the beginning of this video with our sister that shared her experience, she did not have to pay me any money. She just stopped listening to Team Natural people that are like grease and oil and butter in your scalp, and she just said, I'm gonna wash my hair today, and this time I'm not gonna add oil and grease. So I need y'all to think about every video that you've ever watched that said something negative about me. Really ask yourself, like, why am I so mad? Because she's telling me to do less. She's telling me to spend less money. Listen, it would be great for you. It'll benefit you, not me, for you to sign up for the 7-day challenge or the growth cycle blueprint. But if you don't, you could just stop adding grease, stop adding oils. What costs you more? Listening to me telling you to use less products and to spend less time in your hair, or you listening to them that's telling you to buy all of these oils and butters and greases and put them in your scalp? Which one? Okay. Now, this is her sister, right? They have the same mother and father. Okay. As you can see, their curl pattern is exactly the same, but their patterns are different. And one sister is older than the other sister. And I tell you guys all the time that hair and follicle weathering takes anywhere between 6 months and 25 years to show up. Now, when I say that, somebody who has been doing Team Natural practices for 15 years and has really long, thick hair is going to be like, oh, well, I've been doing it for 15 years and I'm fine. Well, baby, when I say that the weathering is going to take anywhere between 6 months to 25 years to show up, what I am saying is, one day when your body gives up or loses the strength to fight for you, right? And the follicle goes from, the pore goes from 3 to 4 strands poking out of each pore, down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. Then eventually it goes all the way down to 0. This happens gradually. It's not, oh, I put a product on my scalp a couple of days and then boom, my hair falls out. It don't work like that. And see, the thing is, with your hair swollen, with you wearing your hair curly all the time, your density is lying to you because your hair looks thick and bodyful and full of juiciness because you're adding all of these products. So you can't see that the follicle weathering is happening. You can't see the follicle and the pore going from 3 to 4 to just 3 to just 2 to just 1, and then one day you wake up and obviously it's went from the majority of them having 2 to 1 to now they don't have any hair per follicle, and you're like, my yellow organics made my hair fall out, where in reality it's your patterns and your routines and the things that you do and the oiling, the buttering, the greasing and things of that nature. See, the thing is, Team Natural is blaming my yellow organics for their hair falling out, but in reality she just was the straw that broke the camel's back. Because way before my hair organics, you've been greasing and buttering and oiling your scalp. You've been putting creams and gels and all of that on your scalp. You've been putting, sweet potatoes and aloe vera. You've been doing all of these different team natural practices that I've been telling y'all not to do for over a decade now. When I'm saying don't use rice water because you're killing your follicles slowly, when I said that, baby, I meant it. Because what I meant was, when you put the rice water on, you're putting more bacteria on the scalp that is causing an imbalance in your scalp's natural microbiome that is taking your follicles and the pore from 4 strands per pore to 3 to 2 to 1, and then automatically is 0. But peep game, if you are a person who's been using rose water is amazing. Rice water. If you're a person who's been using rice water for years, right, you have an undeniable amount of yeast and bacteria just overgrowth and colonizing in the follicle, and then you go put something like Mielle Organics on it and it wipes all of that bacteria out. And when it wipes all of the bacteria out, now you're left with what the hair follicle really has, which is nothing, because you haven't given your follicle enough nutrients to thrive without all of the different products and stuff that you're putting on the scalp, so all of your hair falls out. It's just as simple as that. And these are the things that we have to think about, because not only that, but by you putting oils and butters and greases and things of that nature on the scalp, you're blocking oxygen flow. You're not moisturizing the scalp. You're locking water into the hair shaft, and the human hair shaft is not supposed to hold any water permanently within itself. It opens, the cuticle opens when it needs to absorb moisture, hydration from the environment. It takes what it needs and it leaves what it doesn't. But if you're locking water in with coconut oil and all of these different crappy team natural hacks y'all have been following for over a decade, you limit the absorption of the hair shaft for the hair's cuticle, and you limit oxygen flow and hydration absorption for the scalp. You're messing with the scalp's natural microbiome by having a constant layer on the scalp. Listen, if you have oil on the scalp, oil is hydrophobic. It does not hold on to water. It pushes it away. Go look up the definition of hydrophobic and then type in and see, is oil hydrophobic? It's going to tell you yes. Oil pushes away hydration. It doesn't hold it. It doesn't hold it within itself. But if it's pushing it away, that means if it was water on your hair first and then you put oil, the oil molecule is not opening it up. The oil molecule is not opening up, breaking itself apart, and then letting the water molecule inside. No, that is not what's happening. The oil's molecules get tighter and it completely shuts the water out. So the water cannot get past that barrier. So it is a layer of water, then a layer of oil, then a layer of whatever product you put on it. And guess what? The hair is at the very bottom of all of that. So it's the hair shaft, then water, then oil. Do you understand? So over time, this creates a barrier which makes the hair less able to receive anything from the environment, resulting in the hair shaft being really, really brittle. It breaks really easy when you comb it. That's why most naturals are anti-combs and brushes, because your hair is so weak. Every time you comb it, it breaks because it's weak. That's why. So now at this point, we have decided to go ahead and just get rid of all of her dead hair. I love when fellow scientists and doctors come and sit in my chair, because we don't argue about nothing, she was like, baby, do what you gotta do. It's nothing. And the thing is, she's a doctor and she did not have time to be in her hair all the time. Things happen and it's okay. Like, you could be doing everything right, have a lazy month, and then everything just goes haywire, and it's all right. The thing is, understand that there are certain patterns and routines you need to follow to fix it. And once you do that, it's okay. And arguing online, it just never gets the job done, because regardless of how much emotion anybody tries to attach to anything, facts will always remain facts. And I believe that I could be like 120 years old still on YouTube, and I would be saying exactly the same thing in the same way, because the science never changes. Every time you wake up, there's a new product line, there's a new hack, there's a new viral fad, because things that are being made up have no value. It has no foundation. So there always has to be something new in its place. But the truth can be compounded on and talked about multiple different ways from so many different angles. And hair is a holistic practice. So understand that you putting oil on your scalp is not doing all of this good that you think that it's doing. There are a couple of good properties, right? I cannot wait to talk about sebaceous cysts. We're going to do a deep dive into it, because I need y'all to understand. Y'all are like, oh, all of these oils, especially all of these herbal oils. As an herbalist, I need you to understand the thing that makes all of these oils so amazing are all of their different lipids and all of the lipids ability to do all of these different things. But peep game, you have on the human scalp anywhere between 5 to 1,000 different forms of yeast, bacteria, and 2 parasites that live on the human scalp. And guess what? Most of the yeast and bacteria that live on your scalp, listen to me, they metabolize lipids. It is the lipids that are within these oils, these butters. I don't care what oil or butter, your castor oil, all of these viral oils, y'all hearing every last one of them. The thing that makes these oils so amazing are the lipids that live inside of them. I am obsessed with herbs. I'm telling you what I know. But see, the bacteria that lives on your scalp, they eat these lipids. The same thing that they do for you, they also do to the yeast and bacteria that live on your scalp. And when they metabolize these lipids and eat them, they poop out certain acids, right? And when they pop out and poop out these acids, like oleic acid, for example, some people don't have an allergic reaction to it, but the majority of people do. And guess what? One of the first things that happens whenever it poops it out, you get dandruff. So guess what? If the bacteria on your scalp is metabolizing the oil that you're putting on the scalp, pooping it out, having more bacteria on the scalp, and then you're just adding more and more oil every day, eventually, of course, you're gonna have sebaceous cysts. We also have a video here in the description box, right? I'll leave it on the description box and the comments and the pinned comments, talking about Demodex mites. Demodex mites are the parasites that live within the human hair follicle. When they get done eating your natural sebum, because that's what they're here for, they explode. And guess what? They live inside of the hair follicle right now as we speak. So you have the bodies of blown up Demodex mites, plus sweat, plus sebum, plus dead skin cells. There are so many different things already in the follicle, and then you're greasing the scalp every day. These are things that I want you to think about. As you can see, just because you have the same genetic pattern or a certain genetic background does not mean that you're going to have long hair. Women from certain genetic backgrounds have damaged hair too that doesn't grow if you do improper practices, or if your practices are not up to par. So you can clearly see here, these are 2 women, same mom, same dad, 2 different practices, two different lengths. But this beauty here, with all of the damage gone and her routines and patterns staying intact, her hair will be just as long as her sister's in no time. All right, this video is about 7 years old. I love using my older videos as examples because when I'm talking, y'all, I'm only talking about things I know because I've been doing this for a very long time. You can believe whatever you choose, right? But my way asks you to do less. I'm requiring less of you, right? Less things to buy, less things to put on your scalp, but it's going to require more time of you learning information and thinking for yourself and not being rage baited. Okay, let me know what you think about this video. Make sure you subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and click on that bell notification. So I'll see you next time. Bye.